So let's talk about why the Bitcoin spot ETF has been a huge disappointment up till now. We're also going to dig into an altcoin that I think is going to do several X gains in this bull run. Let's do it. So the total market cap of crypto globally is up 0.68% at the time of recording and now stands at $1.68 trillion. And then we've got Bitcoin at 42,777.77, up 0.35% at the time of recording. Now, it has to be said that it's been a pretty slow start to the life of the Bitcoin spot ETF. Now, Nick, myself, JB, our team have all said to expect a sell the news event. We've had Bitcoin pull back now. I think it's actually down 3.13% in the last 7 days, but we have seen it pull back over 7.5% since the Bitcoin spot ETF went live. Now we're going to dig into the headlines and I'm going to give you my thoughts and my opinions on why this is happening and why we forecasted Bitcoin to do exactly what it's done. So let's get to the headlines. So we're going to start here. People are still forecasting Bitcoin to exceed $100,000 to $150,000. Now for me, this is something that, although the Bitcoin spot ETF hasn't sort of gone as the vast majority of people would have expected, seeing like some decent inflows into Bitcoin, but not the monstrous volumes that people were expecting. We'll come on to that in a moment. We've got why Bitcoin ETF inflows are a huge disappointment. Bitcoin ETFs see only $652 million in inflows, net inflows that is, falling short of expectations and raising big questions. We've also seen Vanguard come out saying that they're not going to participate in Bitcoin spot ETFs and so on. So look, there is a question there whether people that do like Bitcoin are going to move away from Vanguard. Really interested to see how that sort of transpires. But just 30 minutes after the launch of the first US spot ETS, Bitcoin touched a 21-month high of $49,051. So the peak of the hype was expected in the first, hour or so, but in the last 2 days that followed, we have seen it fall 12%, raising some big questions on what comes next. Now, I'm not going to read through this article and talk through, their expectations. I'm going to talk through mine, and what I've been forecasting is for this to happen. Lots of people actually calling us out on YouTube, which, left me scratching my head a little bit. This is, for me, a short-term thing here. We see the pullback. This is all expected. A lot of people, have held Bitcoin a long time, and sort of 49, 50K is a good price to be getting for their Bitcoin. So I'm not surprised to see some sell action at these price levels. Look, I am also forecasting a major crash in the next sort of couple of quarters. So look, I think that this is to be expected. We also forecast the sell the news event, as we've labeled it up, because it's going to take time for big firms to get sign off in order to participate in the Bitcoin spot ETFs. Things like hedge funds, family offices, pension funds, they're all going to require significant sign offs before being able to participate in a spot Bitcoin ETF. So look, this is not a surprise for us. We've got the launch of the Bitcoin spot ETF is just the beginning, and this is something that I do want to sort of segue into here. I do think that this sell the news event is a short time period. I don't think this is going to, keep pulling back. I do think that we're going to start to see Bitcoin get traction and so on. But what I would say is I do think that there's going to be, I'm going to call it a grey swan event, that we see everything pull back. That will happen when the Fed pivots, in my opinion. We know that this is going to happen. Traditionally, whenever the Fed has done a pivot throughout history, 100% accuracy for this indication, the stock market pulls back. Crypto, the stock market, they're correlated. We expect the pullback. So that will be the final chance to be getting in at some decent prices. But in the meantime, I do expect some price discovery for Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, particularly Ethereum, with talk of a Ethereum spot ETF. And I do think this is going to be happening. This is something I forecast when people were talking about the Bitcoin spot ETF. I did say that Ethereum will outperform Bitcoin and it will get a spot ETF. If you go back through the channel, you will see me talking about this stuff. And look, the sign-offs for these big firms will come. People on the mainstream media are going to be talking about Bitcoin positively. This means that it's going to pique the interest of people that it's never piqued interest of before. And I believe that that's going to lead to a big influx of people buying into Bitcoin, not necessarily through a Bitcoin spot ETF, but just buying it through exchanges and so on. It's going to lead people to go to Google, find out what it's all about. They're then gonna go to YouTube. They're gonna find us and many other influencers talking about crypto, talking about cycles, talking about what it is, how it's going to be adopted, and so on. And I think that that's just going to drive the hype, and it's going to become bigger and bigger and bigger. But we need to just be mindful that a lot of this sign off for the big firms, the big money, takes time. And time is not something we've had so far. So yeah, look, rather interesting. On to other interesting topics that I want to talk about. Cardano slows down. Lido DAO and meme coins draw interest from investors. Look, I think that Cardano hasn't really slowed down. The media loves to do this. They love to put a spin on it that people aren't really interested in Cardano ADA. But what I will tell you is we can see whales purchasing large amounts of ADA, and we're seeing lots of activity on the ecosystem. We're seeing total value locked increase, and all of these are signs that there is a real healthy appetite for Cardano, and I think that it's going to do really well. I just don't want people to be put off by some of the things they read in the media when there's hatred towards Cardano for some unknown reason. Now, there is an altcoin that I want to talk about, and that is VeChain. People talking about 50 cent, $1, $3 plus in the market, the bull market that is. And I really do believe that VeChain is going to surpass its previous all-time high. I'm expecting some big updates in February, March. And look, I'm looking forward to seeing how everything transpires. I've recently seen a post that they're going to be having funding available for projects to build on the ecosystem. Again, real positive stuff that I think is going to, move VeChain into a really positive place in the bull market. I think this project is massively underrated, undervalued, and is going to do phenomenally well in the bull market. But you let me know your thoughts, your opinions in the comments below. A couple of questions from me, though, that I am interested to know. At what price would you sell your ADA in the bull market? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed today's video, mash up that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tapping that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.